Abusa Kevin Kobari Taylor on a Paul Adom Otchere. Omu beef no. Enya ye beef 2025 Frank Yepe strong beef be Eddie celebrated the second quarter of 2025. Emo is the ones I got any hopes at the but I got any hopes at the beef in the intimate beef. What I said the beef couldn't beef. But Kevin Taylor any Paul Adom Otchere beef in there. The way be beef of the century, beef of the generation, way be a generational beef of the year 2025. Abusa Paul Adom Otchere aba reply Kevin Taylor which is or no. Onye gay. No busa Kevin Taylor so no so ye gay and answer day. Aha Penyah block media. Best say any dim. Obe like video no other or subscribers and have click notification and connect updates. Na be chere wa join dia mama e wo comments. Shima so baswa. Na shi video no wanna so enya bi ahwe. 81 kwa chere kakra. 2024 ni mo. Omu beef no Kevin Taylor any Paul Adom Otchere omu beef no. 2024 ni mo. As Kevin Taylor Adom Otchere ever to the platform. So yeah, with all due respect, or never to the platforms. As opposite Paul Adom Otchere the old picture and then the current picture. Ko when the old picture is na osun kakra. As na osun na enam one ho. But when new picture as a wabe slim guy kakra. It Kevin Taylor because no. The amount Paul Adom Otchere na so what thing na say osnefe. There's a oboko king hard one.
Chinchini. And it's all because of the drugs he does. He sniffs. So Munima, Paul, he does hard drugs. Now, if you want to know who a man is, you need to go back and look at his track record. Anytime when we say Paul responded to something about him, then it is 100% true. As somebody kafan hono, 100%. But you see what he does? Say Paul edim kwasiasem na yekshina. His strategy is that instead of him addressing the matter on the table, Paul ukobo dro ene acho. Paul ukobo jantra ene acho. Did you do it? Was it you? Una onu medro no. Una ko wia Christmas tree sikano. Then he will start to bring other people in. Oh, asimesi we. Oh, wakwa did we atem? Asimesi we. Oh, wonkai. Or did he we atem? Oh, asimesi we. He will not address the matter itself.
And on Saturday to say, on say emu hono eko October ni no. German friends be ever visit Paul Adom Otchere. I say according to Paul Adom Otchere any friends and a buy but came there with no. O won buy no just say Paul Adom Otchere ne girlfriend ne side chick ya or wo hen and a buy but can say be.
I showed you videos Paul called Germany on the Jantra and Pra.
Fahrbahn frei, Fahrbahn räumen. Fahrbahn frei, Fahrbahn räumen.
Me too, sorry.
It's a bit for 30 children, exaggerated. Some of the minister. Okay, so this is the celebrated Black Stars with their captain in the center, Andre. We wish him the best of luck. Our reporter Ibrahim will be telling us who is able to play and who is not able to play. So let's get to the details. Now, read this with me. For Ghana to gain automatic qualification, they will need to come run.
So, Obi yiri no kwaje no. And I become a girl we ask someone say Paul, oh yiri wo fie, you have a wife. And what could this sound kwase say woman girl no maami abebu dua. You know the despicable thing about Paul. He's such a filthy liar. Say, I am still shocked to say about to me what report and it's not dying back.
Emu Adom Otchere everybody defense. Everybody defense we can say there be. Aba can tell can there. Nyanse be enim. Na even that particularly drink I can tell kiss on you and kwan. Enya ne girl no.
The due respect guy, has he worked before at all? Has he worked? Because I understand that he got a marriage certificate. He got married to some nice, decent American woman who gave him certificates, and I think he gave him life. Some American nice lady went to America, and that is the beginning of his life. Marriage certificate is the beginning of his life.
Adom Otchere was seeing this lady. Is now threatening to kill this lady.
Due respect has a video of me and a lady whom I know well. She's like a family friend. She lives in Germany.
And you threaten women that you're going to kill them because they don't want to be with you again.
Absolutely, I've never dated her. I'm not threatening her. So I called her and I said, have you seen this? She doesn't know due respect. She has never spoken to due respect before.
Now, Adom Otchere, or the host, TV show, Ghana. And we all know Adom Otchere is married. Makachem has so many times. He sleeps with men and he sleeps with women. It's a fact.
Hey!
For about 6 years, he wanted to end that room back down. I don't care. And the people who are close to him, they know.
She held me and gave me a peg. And there's a video of it, which was loaded on the Octoberfest Instagram page. Due Respect shows the video yesterday, says that the girl is, I'm dating her. I'm addressing this matter because I read the text messages and the comments underneath it. And I was completely surprised. So I decided to address it. I think you remember this photograph, viewers. I think you remember this photograph. Last year, I was invited by these two gentlemen that you see here to Octoberfest in Germany. This is the video. Show them the video. This video I showed here. Now, Due Respect has a video of me and a lady whom I know well. She's like a family friend. She lives in Germany. And I was in Munich. She doesn't live in Munich. She had come with her family to Octoberfest. And because I didn't understand German and I know her quite well, I asked her to come along. It's Octoberfest, a festival, if you know. It's a festival. So it's happening on a park. Everybody's there. It's a very huge park there, and they were showing me German. Some of the park shows German history of German technology, entertainment, fun, all these things, roller coaster, all of that. So we're going through. And I invited her to follow me. So she kept her nanny with her daughters, her children. And then she followed me just so that she can explain the German that the people are saying in case they're saying something. You know, we Africans, we're always suspicious like that. In case they're saying something. And Octoberfest is a festival. It's fun. So there's hugs, there's pegs, there's all of that going on over there. So when she was leaving, when she finished and she was leaving, she held me and gave me a peg. And there's a video of it, which was loaded on the Octoberfest Instagram page. Due Respect shows the video yesterday, says that the girl is, I'm dating her. I have bought a house for $1.2 million in Germany for her. You haven't even heard the words, viewers. I'm coming to it. And that I have stolen $10 million of Ghana airport's money and deposited it in the account in Germany. And because the lady says she doesn't want me again, or I don't know what it means. She doesn't want me again. I am threatening her. Absolutely, I've never dated her. I'm not threatening her. So I called her and I said, have you seen this? She doesn't know Due Respect. She has never spoken to Due Respect before. So she's asked her lawyers to draft a statement for her so she can put on social media that she's the lady in the photograph. She has no problem with me. I'm just a friend, a close friend, family friend. She comes to Ghana. She calls me. She's been with me and my family people at a concert in Ghana, Kofi Kenata. We all went to see it. She came there with her children. They were there. And they stayed in the same hotel as, because an Octoberfest hotel. At some point, I even asked her to go organize watching for me. You know me and my street food things. I ate some watching in Washington, D.C. It was brutal. It was made by Indians. I was in Washington. I said I wanted watching. And one of the people said, okay, I can get you watching. They brought the watching. It was super. So I said, Charlie, can you organize watching for me? We had all that fun. This due respect guy says, I am threatening the lady that I will kill her because I'm dating her and she says she won't date me anymore.
What I say? And the girl just any friends who best no mukon and no man just a peck. It has not going to candy. You know, so be any letter. I like him tell us about soon about them. So, Pod watch a wife crana. You know, boys, I want in chain. What I say? Boys, a book, I'd watch the wife, I want chain.
So, Paul, you don't know, worried or no. After just 8 months, getting to a year, she decided not to sleep with Paul in one room. And I've said this for a very long time.
I must make what I came to the kind. Gentlemen be ever reply came to the gas there be all there be all the amount for family issues and the better show see ever casa nyanse be any nejai.
Filler. You come and you listen to the filler and you realize that there's nothing in it because the facts are wrong. The idea behind it is foolish. Since when did we start attacking people's family because of politics or in the name of I have filler, political filler? How did Adom Otchere leaving his wife or his wife leaving him become important to Ghanaians? That is a family issue. How did it become important to Ghanaians? Challenge, sometimes some of these things are not necessary. But the point is that the filler is wrong. I am a star witness. Last 2 weeks, Sister Rose, their house at Teshi, I was there. The party, I was there. Just this weekend, I'll show you a picture. She was posting her husband. This one, there is not on her status, posting she and her husband. So when did they leave? Or they left today? The divorce happened today. Charlie, some of this content is not necessary. Or what would you get from going after Paul? Paul is a man enough to stay in Ghana after NDC came to power. You NDC, your own party is in power, and you can't come to Ghana. You can't come to Ghana. Let me tell her. You can't come to Ghana. You are not a man. Unja Bema. Unya Bema. Can you bush your sem? And I can't be cancer. Or no poor Adom Otchere. He believes in family. If Paul does something that his wife doesn't like, he knows how to apologize. He is the kind of person that believes in the nature and the content of family. When you move with him, you realize that at every point in time, he's messaging his wife, he's messaging his kids. Because information is actually reaching us. They say, your wife has divorced you. So because your wife has divorced you, that is coming out, you're not putting it on another person. Charlie, you're sick.
What I say? Since when did fighting for Ghana became, attack on families? Also fighting for Ghana. Or attack will be family, no. And for so bad partner, we will fighting for Ghana. For so bad, what I say? Nyanse bien. And from time to time, they came in tell everybody attack and now for Adom Otchere, everybody defense. And Adom Otchere can't be home. Oh no. Kevin tell our own way. There's a court warrant on you. Ghana hakra won't be my. It now tell soldier out to be oh yeah, man, myself.
The kind of journalism that these days we have. They say they call it jandam or something like that, where I wasn't trained like that. There's no training I've had in journalism that says, go and say something that's not true, say it plenty times and it will look like it's true. I've never in my journalism career practice said anything that's untrue, anything I've done on the touch screen. We don't say untrue things. We're not trained to say untrue things. We're trained to analyze. But he just says anything that's not true. And people have been telling me that, is it because of the Sammy J. match? I don't know. But he said that I've left my house, my family is gone, my wife is gone. All that is completely untrue. This evening I've seen Adenta Kumi do a video to respond. But beyond that being untrue, let us deal with the matters. You know, here's a guy who publishes anything. Now, we have heard that apart from having a bench warrant against him, issued directly by the High Court, by Justice Chebafo, a Court of Appeal judge, sitting as an additional High Court judge, issuing a bench warrant against this fugitive from justice. He did come to town. We know he came to town. He did. And Justice Bafo-Boni is the acting Chief Justice. And is that Bafo-Boni's photograph? Okay. Yes, no, that's not Bafo-Boni's photograph. So this is Justice Bafo-Boni, who is the acting Chief Justice. Now, we hear something we don't believe. We hear that Justice Bafo-Boni is being told by some of the MDC supporters that he should try as much as possible to bring this fugitive from justice, self-styled journalist into town, in spite of a bench warrant issued by a Justice of the Court of Appeal. We are hoping that this is not true. And we understand that lawyer Tamaklo, Eduji Tamaklo, is it true that you are also working, to make sure that this fugitive from justice comes to town? That's lawyer Tamaklo. Lawyer Tamaklo, is it true that you are working to make sure that this guy comes to town in spite of a bench warrant against him from the issued by a Court of Appeal judge, sitting as an additional High Court judge? I mean, these are the things that are concerning to the democracy. This guy that we are talking about, he sits in America, he has a platform, and then he says everything. This is a guy who has just basically torn apart the Ghanaian social fiber to the benefit of some political class. So they like it, to the benefit of some political class. And that's why the Sammy Jemfi story is going to be very important today. When they are doing these things, they forget that whatever you sow is what you reap. They forget. They feed this guy, and this is a guy who has torn the Ghanaian social fabric apart. He's insulted Archbishop Duncan Williams. Happy birthday to him. He celebrated his birthday recently. This guy sitting in America talks about Archbishop Duncan Williams, our Archbishop, anyhow. And politicians feel that they have to encourage him because sometimes he says something in their favor. He's spoken about the Asante Hene. He talks about the Asante Hene. Anyhow, the key people who hold our social fiber together, this guy sits in America, talks about them anyhow, because there's no threshold. He just talks, and nobody holds him accountable. He doesn't live in the country. So many defamation suits have been filed against him. Maybe I'm going to add mine. It's all sitting here. When we said that he had run away into Ghana, he was not able to talk about it. This guy has a loud mouth. He talks about everything. He was told that you came to Ghana and you ran away. And I'm hearing from some of the ministers that we even thought were responsible, that some of them said that it is they who asked him to leave because they can't have him here. And he hasn't said anything about it. He tried to come to Ghana and told the government that they should give him an appointment so that you have an immunity. I mean, you cannot live in Ghana and do that kind of journalism. He has to know that, and therefore he has to come and face the bench warrants. I hope that the things we are hearing that Justice Bafo-Boni is being told by some of the people in the ruling party, that he should try hard and do something as acting Chief Justice to bring the guy into town so that he can live in Ghana and all of that. I hope those things are not true. I know Justice Bafo-Boni a little bit. The lawyers who know me have told me that he would never agree to bring somebody who has offended the courts and against whom a bench warrant has been issued by a Justice Cheba for a Court of Appeal judge. That Justice Bafo-Boni will never do that. And that's the issue. This is Justice Cheba who issued the bench warrant against him for the contempt of the court. And there are many defamation suits against him. He says in America, he says everything. Please, everything he says is not true. That's what they call their style of judge. It's called jandam. I understand that it means you say the thing that is not true, say it so many times. This guy, we also hear that Ibrahim Mahama sends him money to buy a bundle. Apparently, he wants money to buy a bundle, so he gets $180, $130 from... Ibrahim Mahama is a generous guy. Everybody knows that. So Ibrahim's generosity buys him bundle to do his program. I don't know whether Ibrahim knows the kinds of things he says about people like the Asante Hene, people like Duncan Williams, who Ibrahim Mahama understands are an important aspect of our social democracy, our social fiber. He understands that. But he sends him bundle money. I mean, if I was to ask Ibrahim for bundle money, I'm sure he'll send me. So he sends him bundle money, so he gets $120 to buy a bundle and then do... I know of another businessman. I mean, he thinks that we know everything that happens around what he does. But those are not newsworthy. They are not things that come into the news.
It was time to time now or beef no. The basic 2025 now it gets interesting every now and then. Until yesterday, like I will tell Everton now so. Everybody say there be. But Adom Otchere, oh ye gay.
That means you, Zoom Lion, you are in support of San Kwasiadi Adom Otchere, or yeah, out of his marriage. And yep, Zoom Lion can San Kwasiadi Gebezi. And can see. So I don't blame this filthy, dirty, slimy, drug addicted fool, Adom Otchere. I blame the people giving him the platform. What is your response? Ibrahim Mahama, Otumfo, Duncan Williams, and they said he's coming to Ghana. The first time you people said Kevin Taylor cannot enter Ghana. If you're a man, come to Ghana. Now it has turned into, he came to Ghana and the government supported him, and now he has turned into, somebody wants him to come to Ghana. Jimmy. You people don't know what you want. And Zoom Lion, I'm going to say, Ghana. It is Zoom Lion. He is the one behind this fucking thing. He's the one behind this nonsense. Now Pentecost ni penyini say ubu yere ebu fie enim say ade a wo ye no ye se de nam no so asuntu dia beba do onue wo na watam sika makwasia we edi nkwasia sem wo Ghana na nka wo ye kristoni a wo som nyame a wo gi nyame dia. How will you allow this fool, from what you know about this guy, to still be sitting on your TV? I blame Zoom Lion, and you are the one I blame. Ebia hu de onfa osika nye. Ebia wanga no Pentecost now kon won tiasie. But me promise Paul something. You have eaten poison, you have murdered sleep, and you will sleep no more. Paul, you have murdered sleep, and you will sleep no more. Your woman, your wife, your ex-wife is an innocent woman, but there are a lot of things I'm going to put out. It hurts to say your children will see and your ex-wife will see. It hurts me, and I'm first going to apologize to them, because in the future I'm going to do damage. People like you are not supposed to live among humans. I'm apologizing to your kids first. I really apologize to them. I apologize to your ex-wife. I am going to do damage, but a home popriano, they will get a little bit of the hit, because they will see you. They will see things they don't want to see, and it's all because with Jimmy and Amasa Nyoma Winina is. So you have actually murdered sleep. I am responding to yesterday editorial to let you know I am not done, and it's not going to be business as usual. It's going to be crazier. Inti mama wati asiye. I've responded, and I don't say anything again. I will come back. It is simple as that. I apologize to your children. I already apologize. I'm apologizing in advance. I'm apologizing to your ex-wife. They will see things that will haunt them for the rest of their lives. But at the end of the day, I didn't call for this. All Out Silence TV, my name is Kevin Taylor. Adom Otchere, 2 days to your wedding. 2 days to your wedding in 2005. 2 days to your wedding. You had anal intercourse with a man called Alex Yeboah. He was a very good friend of Gabi Otchere. You have forgotten about those records, right? 2 days. I will be worried. 2 days. I will show you what you don't want to see in your life. 2 days. Answer now your wedding. No? You were treating gonorrhea. The gentleman you had anal sex with, your friend, the gentleman you had that intercourse with your friend, Alex Yeboah. Alex Yeboah. You had gonorrhea. You were treating it 2 days before your wedding. Paul, I said you have eaten poison, and also you have murdered sleep. You will sleep no more. 2 days to your wedding, you had anal sex with Alex Yeboah. You were treating gonorrhea before the wedding. You want evidence? I will show you. You think it's a joke? Then I'm abdin ka power mana chow. And I'm being ka power your ex-wife a chow. What you are going to see, it will kill you slowly. Any day about timidin wakoma be bobiri, you will die in your bed. Odi akoma yari bewu. You have no idea. Alex Yabua is Adom Otchere's very good friend. Anything I'm able to I'm not going to say this and that, and I'm not going to insinuate. I'm not going to speculate. I'm going to be specific. The gentleman you had anal sex with, your friend Alex Yabua, and Alex Yabua is willing to speak on my show. You have no idea. Eh? You just say, where we?
Brad much you gay. And then the pardon is there be. Kevin Taylor. So can get them there. People are born in Alex Yabua born in there. Me no. Me nimone baby me gay. Me ye be that. Na e bia o sleep so. And you won't know you gay. And that's because there's been a picture of you. Ota bear may be a new shape may be and now tem it will ye gay. And that's day.
I have to say that there are many people in the world. Some people are gay, some people are not gay. I am not gay. I've never been, and I will never be. As a matter of fact, let me show, the guy that said is my gay partner. Can we see? Can we see? Please, let's start with that photograph. We were sorry about that. But I mean, I've been compelled to say this, which is completely unnecessary, but I'll say it. They say somebody is called Alex Yabua. I don't know anybody called Alex Yabua. I've never met anybody called Alex Yabua. If I know some Yabua and he's not Alex, he's Alex. I don't know. I don't call him Alex. I don't know anything like that. And I mean, the kinds of things they say that on your wedding day you had gay sex and you got some disease, and it's very gory. But it's not true. It's absolutely untrue. And I can understand why they do these things. And I heard recently, and I'm sure you also saw KSM's video, where they said there's some brand of journalism called Jandam. And Jandam journalism is to say something that's not true repeatedly. And when you say it repeatedly, it becomes true. It's not true at all. Now, I've been around. I went to school in Presec for many years. I went to University of Ghana for many years because it was 2 times. I went to University of Ghana for first degree, second degree was law, and I've been there all the time. I worked at Joy FM, Radio Gold, Choice FM, Radio Universe as a campus, you know, when we used to play with Radio Universe at campus. And I started Metro TV's Good Evening Ghana, and then we went on to set up City FM in 2004. We were quite successful with it. You know, I got a call one day from Nikamate. He said, can you set up a new radio station, the 2003, 2004? I said, well, I can take you far, but Samens can take you further. He was abroad. I brought Samens back home. He came home, he set up, he led it, and we were successful. I've been working with people. So if I'm gay, there will be some semblance of, you know, I've been to school all the time, but I don't know why they say these things. I don't know. Sometimes the way people fight these battles is what they are, they say you are. So it's a reverse psychology they do. What is innately their nature is what, and it's an embarrassing nature for them. They transfer it onto you and say that you are gay. So they say you have some gay partner called Alexia. I don't know where they get the name from, and that Alexia boy is ready to speak. He should speak. He should very well speak, because I don't know him. I'm not gay. I've never been gay. I will never be. I mean, anyone who knows me knows that. And then they talk about my wife has issued a statement that she has divorced. It's completely and absolutely false. It's not true at all. And it is also because they are taking advantage of my private life, you know, because viewers, you see me talk like this on TV, you know, but I'm not a very outward person like that. I just operate in a small group. Everybody who has worked. When I used to work at Joy FM, there was a timetable. You come to work at 4 a.m. and you close at 4 p.m. and all that. Because I like to work in small groups, I had to plead with Samens to design my own schedule from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Because I work in small groups. I am not a very, you know, so if I do a party, it's for my people. They talk about how my family is in tatters. I think also the problem is that they cannot understand how a marriage can last that long and it's still on. That is the work of God. That's not the work of man. That you are still married from wherever they saw your big wedding, or so they call it, big wedding on screen. They were envious of it, obviously. The way they talk today, you can tell that they were envious. It pained them at that time. I don't know them. I've never met this seamstress in America before. I don't know him. I've never ever met him before. And there's another guy, a friend of mine, Kwabna Brobi and Class FM. He also talks about this Paul Adom Otchere is gay. I don't know where he gets it from too, because he too, I've met him just once. I don't know him. I used to listen to Asempa and listen to him. Then when he had his problems with Joy FM, KSM called me that Bobre is being maltreated by Joy FM. Can I grant him an interview on Good Evening Ghana? I said, what does he want to talk about? He says he wants to talk about how Kwesi Trumu has maltreated. Once they mentioned the name Kwesi Trumu, I said, no, I can't do that. I mean, this is a man who gave me opportunity when I was a student. I can't come on Good Evening Ghana. In fact, me doing Good Evening Ghana is premised on my work at Joy FM, which Kwesi and Samens gave me the opportunity to do. So why am I going to be on Good Evening Ghana and talk about Kwesi negatively? He's running his company. He decides that somebody cannot be part of his company. Is that a matter for me to discuss? So I told KSM that I don't want to do that interview. That's a long time ago. And that's my only sort of connection with Bobie. But he still says that Paul Adom Otchere is gay, and he even has names for me. I ignore it because I think people will not take it serious. But when it comes from all over the place and people are saying that, look, speak about it so that at least there's a record that you've said something about it. I don't know Alex Yeboah. I've never met, I don't know anybody called Alex Yeboah. Prior to the wedding that you are talking about, and all this is private, but I have to share it. The groomsmen, we were together for days at Alisa Hotel. We had gone to the British High Commission to learn how to wear Scottish kilts. So we were together all the time. There was no Alex Yeboah with us. I don't know. Anyway, let me get to the rest of the thing. So they said I'm divorced. It's not true. And I'm saying that maybe, you see, if you marry a Sudanese because you want to be a citizen of Sudan, that's a different matter. If you do that, you might not think that marriages can last that long, because your marriage is so that you want to be a Sudanese. So you want to marry a Sudanese. Without marrying a Sudanese, you are a nobody. You have absolutely no traction. But that's the problem sometimes they have, and I don't have any problem with it. And because Good Evening Ghana has lasted for so long, as I was saying, people want to make it the standard. The other day, you heard A+ saying that when he was sleeping in some place in North First Light, I was doing Good Evening Ghana. So at that time, he recognized me as the standard. But he says now he has overtaken me because he's a member of parliament and I'm still a blogger, which is okay. But that is, so if you imagine Good Evening Ghana as your standard, and you are trying hard to reach the standard, but you are not able to rise to the quality of research, candor, and things like that, and you have to use insults to make people aware of you, that's your cup of tea. And that's why they've introduced a new journalism called Jandam. Jandam, they say, means say the lie consistently and it will become like it is true.
This is where Kevin Taylor and Paul Adom Otchere beef no abedru. There was this story that you on beef with them say every generational because Kevin Taylor there be on the platform. It is dedicated to attack people without any evidence. We just put your picture and be attacking you. Try your family comment section. How you pin up media.